Now for the ERQ on the test. So Jerry's decided to save money each month in order to buy a car for a year. And we need to figure out, so plan A is represented by the graph here. Plan B is represented by Jerry starting out with $50 in her account and then saving $75 each month for the year. Question A of the open response says, which plan has Jerry saving the most money at the end of 6 months, and show your work? So if Jerry started out with 50, so that means started with 50. That was right from the get-go. Why is this not working? Okay, that's 50 right from the start. There we go. Weird. Right. Anyway, okay. So we got 50. So that means the original amount of 50 plus the $75 that they'll save, or that he'll save for those 6 months. So 75 times the 6 months will be 150. Will be $450 plus the original 50 that Jerry started with, which means that she'll have $500 at the end of 6 months under Plan B. Under Plan A, you can tell at month 1 she saved 100, month 2 she saved 200, month 3 she saved 300. So that means every single month she's saving $100. So even though she didn't start with the $50 that she starts with in Plan B, here she's saving more every month. So if she saves $100 all 6 months, that means at the end of Plan A, she'll have $600. So that means that Plan A will have her saving more. The way the scoring worked on your ERQ, for Part A, you got 1 point for the correct answer of Plan A. You got 1 point for correctly showing your work. So please go back and make sure, double check and make sure that you actually showed your work, because that's the only way. You actually miss half of your points on this ERQ by not showing your work, because they specifically told you to. Part B says, write an equation to represent each plan. Which one has the greater rate of change, and how can you tell? So there's a lot being asked in this particular question. So Part B says, write an equation to represent each plan. So in Plan A, if she's saving $100 every month, that means total savings, which is our Y value. So Y is going to equal $100 times our number of months, which is X. To figure out how much she'd save for any number of months, you just do $100 a month times the number of months. That'll tell you how much she saved. For Plan B, Y, the amount that you save, is going to be equal, okay, remember, because savings is Y, is going to be equal to $75 each month. So 75 times X plus the original 50 that she started with. Some of you guys, when it asked for an equation, you did this part, but you didn't put an equal sign. I was very lenient this time, and I still gave you guys credit, but technically you would have been wrong, because if you don't include an equal sign, that's an expression, not an equation. So be careful the next time. The second question says, which has the greater rate of change? So remember, in a linear function, the rate of change is this number right here in front of the variable. So this is 100 because it means every month it's changing 100. So the greater rate of change, this is what we should have written. Greater rate of change is Plan A. And that is because she saves $100 a month and only $75 a month with Plan B. So with Plan A, she saves $100 per month. Plan B, she saves $75. So the change every single month, this one is always going up by 100. This one is only going up by 75. So for your answer on your paper, you got a point for writing the correct equation. You got a point for correctly identifying that Plan A has a higher rate of change. But a lot of you guys forgot to say how you can tell. You needed some kind of an explanation. There's a greater rate of change in Plan A because she saves $100 a month and only $75 a month with Plan B. That would have been a great way to explain it. Now, Part C really messed up a lot of us. Okay, so it's asking, does Plan B represent a linear function? Explain your reasoning. Now, this is probably what I would have done. I might have, because linear, of course, means if you were to graph it, does it form a straight line? So no time has gone by yet. So at 0 months, so I got 0 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to create my own graph right here to represent Plan B. So months go along my x-axis, and then savings goes along my y-axis. So at 0 months, Jerry has saved $50. I'm going to put a little break here to represent the fact that I'm skipping up from 0 to 50. At the end of 1 month, it will have gone up by $75. So she would have a total of $125 because it would have gone up $75. At the end of 2 months, it would have gone up another $75. So now she would have, let's see, 200. At the end of 3 months, it would have gone up another 275. So I've graphed enough right now so that you can see these points are forming a straight line. That makes it a linear function. You can say because they form a straight line. That was supposed to be the word straight. Okay. So you should have said yes, because forms a straight line. Another way you could think about it is going back to that rate of change issue. Every single month, it is going up by $75. So that means that it has a constant rate of change. It changes the same amount every single month. Whenever you have a constant rate of change, if you graph it, it'll form a straight line. So another reason that you could have said that this is linear. So reason number 1, yes, because the graph forms a straight line and show that it forms a straight line. Option B, you could have said that yes, it's linear, because it has a constant rate of change. And I abbreviated that because right there. So 2 reasons you could have said it was linear. If you graph it, you can really clearly see it forms a straight line, or you could say it has a constant rate of change. Either one of those makes it linear. So part C of your ERQ, you got 1 point for saying yes or no correctly, 1 for your explanation. So the whole ERQ is worth a total of 7 points. You got a 4 if you got 7 points. You got a 3 if you got 5 or 6. You got a 2 if you got 3 or 4 points. You got a 1 if you got 1 or 2. And if it was completely wrong, you got a 0.